We're going to next look at best practices. We kind of reviewed some of these. File documentation is important. Keep a well-kept file. Now, I don't have the best handwriting, but what has worked for me is having a case management system that is electronic, okay? That's not to say that everything is electronic within your case management system within your office, but I think it is a huge supplement and a huge support to you because you may have several different documents. If you're dealing with medical records, if you're dealing with an extensive, huge file, take, for instance, personal injury, you have a lot of medical documentation there. You want to make sure that you have a way to keep it organized. The client can access it, you can access it. You understand where everything is. If the client has a question about something, you can find it. Providing a copy of all correspondence to the client. So you want to make sure any letter that's sent out, they have a copy of it. Electronic case management system will be an excellent way to keep that information on hand at all times because clients do have questions and they may have lost the letter. They may state that they haven't received the letter, but they can always log on to retrieve the letter if there's a question about something. Keep an itemized list of all tasks and time worked on the case, okay? So a good case management system will have tracking procedures where you can time specifically how much time is being spent on a specific case. You're itemizing all the tasks, okay? You're stating specifically who you contacted, what they stated, if you've updated the client, if you need additional information from the client, you've requested information, and the client understands what the due date or deadline would be. And always providing a copy of the fee agreement and receipts, because that way the client sees specifically on paper what services are being rendered, what they may be worth if you're given a discount, for instance, or if it's a contingency fee case, you're not receiving payment up front, but the value of these services is listed here. And this is what the actual task performed on your behalf. And you do that on a regular and consistent basis. So best practices to avoid any type of fee dispute or just in general for a good law office would include file documentation is proper, organized. You have some type of system that keeps it updated on a regular basis. Even if you have a hard copy file, you have an electronic system that the client can have access to as well as you can have access to. It's secure. There are not any other clients that may have access to the information. A good case management system does have the server secure as well as unique identifiers for the client. So for instance, the username and password is unique to the client. He or she is able to make that username and password up, and they are the only ones that have access to it. And also copies of client correspondence, your invoice and all of those things are accessible to the client online. And then any fee agreements and receipts are uploaded on a consistent basis, and the client understands what the time frame that would be applicable to that. So if it's every 2 weeks, yes, I will update your file every 2 weeks. Or if it's something more pertinent, I may give you a call and say, I've uploaded that information in the electronic portal, okay? So these are some best practices. It's not an all-inclusive list, but I think it's enough information if you're newly licensed to get started to really get yourself started on the right foot. You don't want to go in thinking that this is going to work by you trying to remember everything, and you start getting calls from client, it picks up, and you want to have a system that works.